Germany politics. Germany is a federal, parliamentary, representative democratic republic. The German political system operates under a framework laid out in the 1949 constitutional document known as the Grundgesetz, Basic Law. Amendments generally require a two-thirds majority of both chambers of parliament. The fundamental principles of the Constitution, as expressed in the articles guaranteeing human dignity, the separation of powers, the federal structure, and the rule of law are valid in perpetuity. The President, Frank-Walter Steinmeier, 19th of March 2017 to 2018, is the head of state and invested primarily with representative responsibilities and powers. He is elected by the Bundesversammlung, Federal Convention, an institution consisting of the members of the Bundestag and an equal number of state delegates. The second highest official in the German order of precedence is the Bundestagspräsident, President of the Bundestag, who is elected by the Bundestag and responsible for overseeing the daily sessions of the body. The third highest official and the head of government is the Chancellor, who is appointed by the Bundespräsident after being elected by the Bundestag. The Chancellor, Angela Merkel, 22nd of November 2005 to 2018, is the head of government and exercises executive power through their cabinet, similar to the role of a prime minister in other parliamentary democracies. Federal legislative power is vested in the parliament consisting of the Bundestag, Federal Diet, and Bundesrat, Federal Council, which together form the legislative body. The Bundestag is elected through direct elections, by proportional representation, mixed member. The members of the Bundesrat represent the governments of the 16 federated states and are members of the state cabinets. Since 1949, the party system has been dominated by the Christian Democratic Union and the Social Democratic Party of Germany. So far every chancellor has been a member of one of these parties. However, the smaller Liberal Free Democratic Party, in parliament from 1949 to 2013, and the Alliance 90/the Greens, in parliament since 1983, have also played important roles. Since 2005, the left-wing populist party The Left, formed through the merger of two former parties, has been a staple in the German Bundestag, though they have never been part of the federal government. In the German federal election, 2017, the right-wing populist Alternative for Germany gained enough votes to attain representation in the parliament for the first time. The debt-to-GDP ratio of Germany had its peak in 2010 when it stood at 80.3% and decreased since then. According to Eurostat, the government gross debt of Germany amounts to €2,152.0 billion or 71.9% of its GDP in 2015. The federal government achieved a budget surplus of €12.1 billion, $13.1 billion, in 2015. Germany's credit rating by credit rating agencies Standard & Poor's, Moody's and Fitch Ratings stands at the highest possible rating AAA with a stable outlook in 2016. Law. Germany has a civil law system based on Roman law with some references to Germanic law. The Bundesverfassungsgericht, Federal Constitutional Court, is the German Supreme Court responsible for constitutional matters, with power of judicial review. Germany's Supreme Court system, called Oberste Gerichtshof des Bundes, is specialized, for civil and criminal cases. The highest court of appeal is the Inquisitorial Federal Court of Justice, and for other affairs the courts are the Federal Labor Court, the Federal Social Court, the Federal Finance Court and the Federal Administrative Court. Criminal and private laws are codified on the national level in the Strafgesetzbuch and the Bürgerliches Gesetzbuch respectively. The German penal system seeks the rehabilitation of the criminal and the protection of the public. Except for petty crimes, which are tried before a single professional judge, and serious political crimes, all charges are tried before mixed tribunals on which lay judges, Schufen, sit side by side with professional judges. Many of the fundamental matters of administrative law remain in the jurisdiction of the states. Germany has a low murder rate with 0.9 murders per 100,000 in 2014. Constituent states. Germany comprises 16 federal states which are collectively referred to as Bundesländer. Each state has its own state constitution and is largely autonomous in regard to its internal organization. Two of the states are city-states consisting of just one city, Berlin and Hamburg. The state of Bremen consists of two cities that are separated from each other by the state of Lower Saxony, Bremen and Bremerhaven. Because of the differences in size and population, the subdivisions of the states vary. For regional administrative purposes, 4 states, namely Baden-Württemberg, Bavaria, Hesse and North Rhine-Westphalia, consist of a total of 19 government districts, Regierungsbezirk. As of 2017, Germany is divided into 401 districts, Kreise. At a municipal level, these consist of 294 rural districts and 107 urban districts. Foreign relations. Germany has a network of 227 diplomatic missions abroad and maintains relations with more than 190 countries. As of 2011, Germany is the largest contributor to the budget of the European Union, providing 20%, and the third largest contributor to the UN, providing 8%. Germany is a member of NATO, the OECD, the G8, the G20, the World Bank and the IMF. It has played an influential role in the European Union since its inception and has maintained a strong alliance with France and all neighboring countries since 1990. Germany promotes the creation of a more unified European political, economic and security apparatus. The development policy of Germany is an independent area of foreign policy. It is formulated by the Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development and carried out by the implementing organizations. The German government sees development policy as a joint responsibility of the international community. It was the world's third biggest aid donor in 2009 after the United States and France. In 1999, Chancellor Gerhard Schröder's government defined a new basis for German foreign policy by taking part in the NATO decisions surrounding the Kosovo War and by sending German troops into combat for the first time since 1945. The governments of Germany and the United States are close political allies. Cultural ties and economic interests have crafted a bond between the two countries, resulting in Atlanticism. Military. Germany's military, the Bundeswehr, is organized into Heer, Army and Special Forces KSK, Marine, Navy, Luftwaffe, Air Force, Bundeswehr Joint Medical Service and Streitkräfte Basis, Joint Support Service, branches. In absolute terms, German military expenditure is the 9th highest in the world. In 2015, military spending was at €32.9 billion, about 1.2% of the country's GDP, well below the NATO target of 2%. As of 2017, the Bundeswehr employed roughly 178,000 service members, including about 9,000 volunteers. Reservists are available to the armed forces and participate in defense exercises and deployments abroad. Since 2001, women may serve in all functions of service without restriction. About 19,000 female soldiers are on active duty. According to SIPRI, Germany was the 5th largest exporter of major arms in the world from 2012 to 2016. In peacetime, the Bundeswehr is commanded by the Minister of Defense. In state of defense, the Chancellor would become Commander-in-Chief of the Bundeswehr. The role of the Bundeswehr is described in the Constitution of Germany as defensive only. But after a ruling of the Federal Constitutional Court in 1994, the term defense has been defined to not only include protection of the borders of Germany, but also crisis reaction and conflict prevention, or more broadly as guarding the security of Germany anywhere in the world. As of 2017, the German military has about 3,600 troops stationed in foreign countries as part of international peacekeeping forces, including about 1,200 supporting operations against Daesh, 980 in the NATO-led Resolute Support Mission in Afghanistan, and 800 in Kosovo. Until 2011, military service was compulsory for men at age 18, and conscripts served 6-month tours of duty. Conscientious objectors could instead opt for an equal length of Zivildienst, civilian service, or a 6-year commitment to voluntary, emergency services like a fire department or the Red Cross. In 2011, conscription was officially suspended and replaced with a voluntary service.